to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best. Happy Saturday.
Yes, strap yourselves in and enjoy every second, because before you know it, it will be over quicker than the Europa Super League, which is no more. Thank you very much. Let's meet today's guest.
Now, she's written a sitcom called Out of My Mind, which is probably what she thought when she agreed to come in on the show. Sara Pascoe.
Yes. Lovely to have you back. And his voice is so elegant, he could make reading out a tax return sound like a Shakespearean soliloquy. I think that's how you say it. It's Tom Reed-Wilson.
And you may remember last weekend, right, when I cooked the best katsu curry you can ever imagine with our resident chef, Shivi Ramoutar.
Yeah, she's great. Shivi. But it was terrible.
What was?
Your katsu curry was terrible.
No, it wasn't.
It was. You've been a meme all week. Oh. You didn't even turn the pan on. You didn't turn the pan on.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that, but I plated it up really well.
Okay, well, look, unbelievably, Shivi has agreed to return to the kitchen to give us another lesson, although this time it's my turn to have my culinary skills put to the test. I think I'm going to do all right.
Yeah?
I genuinely do. I'm not sure she
wait
knows...
till you get in there.
Yeah, OK,
you
fine.
haven't built yourself up for plaudits.
Yeah.
Being that shady, Roro.
All right, fine. Wait till you get in there. It's more nerve-wracking than you think.
OK, well, look, this week we're going to be making a cheeky Mexican chili beef, apparently. Very nice indeed. Well, I mean, Shivi is, but I'll try and do my best. Put it that way.
And as always, the Cloud is going to be providing us with some great content throughout the show. Morning, Cloud.
Morning, Martin.
Morning.
Morning, Cloud.
Morning.
The gag that the Cloud fancies my dad is carrying on.
OK.
They want to keep
Whose
that
idea
going.
was that?
Yeah, they want to keep that going. Before we get stuck into our chat, let's kick things off with a question from the Cloud. We always love these to kickstart the show. What is your question?
What was number one on this day in 1999?
Okay, Christmas. Number one on this day, late April 1999. Tom, any idea?
I'm a pop ignoramus, darling, as you know.
Right. Then just shoot names at me.
Oh, Cher?
OK, Cher's a good, Cher's a good bet.
Oh, I see.
Believe
Like,
was
the
that-
comeback. Oh, yeah, OK.
Yes.
Maybe Believe by Cher, maybe?
Maybe.
Possibly.
So I was just about to sit my A-levels. So I would loved all of the pop music around at this time.
Yeah.
It was big Spice Girls territory. So I'm going to guess the Spice Girls.
That's very
You're gonna
true.
go
I'm going to guess
Spice
Two
Girls.
Become One.
Two Become One.
Two become
Dad?
one. You know, I had just started EastEnders in 1999.
EastEnders? Who had EastEnders mentioned it? How long? 10 minutes in. Well done,
And you
Toby
think-
Director.
Do you think the theme
You
tune
won.
was number one?
All right.
Have
hang
they
on a
ever
sec.
released it as a song?
Sarah, don't you pick on me as well. I have enough of these.
Oh, and who do you think? Who do you think
Well,
number
I
one?
think it's the Spice Girls as well, but I'm going to go a different record because I think it's later.
OK.
I think 99 would be something like Mama or Goodbye. I'm going to go Goodbye.
OK.
Yes, because actually, when I was at school, when I was at primary school, we used to do RP versions of Spice Girls songs.
How does that go?
Yeah.
If you want to be my lover, you've got to get with my friend.
How do you say zigga zigga with
Zig
RP?
zig ah.
Right, well, look, the answer is Martine McCutcheon with Perfect Moment. Let's take a listen. Oh, what a tune. So, Martine, obviously, she rose to fame as the iconic barmaid Tiffany Mitchell in EastEnders, who had one of the show's most infamous exit scenes in a New Year's episode in 1999. I mean, Dad, your exit from EastEnders was very final, let's say. Yeah, there's no way
They blew me up.
Yeah, there's no way you're
No
coming
coming back from that.
Sarah, if you were on a soap
Yeah.
and you had to have an exit scene, what would your exit scene be?
I'd want it to be one of the ones where you can come back, because not everyone gets like a show with their son or a career afterwards. So I'd want something that sort of looks semi-permanent. I was thinking about maybe like David Blaine. You know, he was like up near Tower Bridge,
Yep.
in something like that in a bubble in the air. They're like, oh, she's stuck, we can't get her out.
Oh,
But I'm still alive.
Yeah.
And then maybe I'm like watching Wolford and I still get paid or something.
yeah, still get paid.
That's the best way to do it, right? Tom, usually on this show, we always introduce our guests, but you have such a beautiful way with words and such a beautiful voice. We thought it'd be really nice if you could introduce us to make a
Sweet.
change.
Oh, well, I have authored something for you two.
You've ordered
You
something?
ready?
Oh, okay.
Authored. Not
Authored? I thought you said you've ordered. I was like, what are we getting?
He finds it difficult to understand RP.
Yeah, I really do.
Finds it difficult.
I really do.
But I've been dancing on your tympanic membrane for years.
Well, we don't talk about that on...
All right.
I'm so pleased we got him
We
on.
don't talk about
I've got someone on my side.
Don't talk about Tom, what have we got?
Brace yourselves.
Okay.
Dear Martin, who caused countless boppers to swoon while strumming his big bass guitar. As he bashed out chords, fans were over the moon and sometimes would part with their bra. Then tellies lit up with an EastEnders plot proving his rich talent spectrum, and that is why poor old Phil Mitchell got shot the second you parted with your plectrum. Now, dearest Roro, I'm turning to you just when you thought you'd escaped. As DJ and host like Papa, it is true, with talent you're liberally draped. And since you're my chum, Ro, it must be expressed that this partnership seems to me truly brings out what you've called weekend best, since the apple fell so near the tree.
That is so wonderful.
That's so lovely.
Really, thank you very much. But I would love to think that is special and just a one-off for us. But it's not, is it? Because you do these bespoke poems for all of your guests on your podcast.
Yes, for all my
tell us what it's about.
podcasts. It's a wonderful way of distilling their career into sort of rhyming couplets, really. But the podcast itself is all about words because we sort of interview through the prism of words, if you like, a bit like Desert Island Discs is through the prism of music choices, because it's such a singular thing for the guest. And it's apropos where they came from, their professions, things they've coined.
Your podcast, it's inspired by your word of the day on Instagram,
Yes.
isn't it? Really? Which I've got to tell you something I absolutely adore.
Oh,
I
Martin!
follow you and I watch it every morning. I learn so much. Let's take a look at the clip.
Yeah.
It's hirsute. And it comes from the Latin hirsutus, meaning rough, shaggy, or bristly. So you might say, I rather liked his hirsute chest revealed by his ill-fitting garments. Hirsute.
Oh, yeah. Love it. You know, the thing is that, Tom, you've always had this amazing way with words. And I remember the first time we ever started, because you've been a guest on my radio show quite a few times. And the first time I had you on to the show, we had a lot of texts coming in saying, remind us again of that wonderful 80-year-old lady's name. Because obviously no one could see his face because he was on the radio. So, I mean... Do you remember? We actually had to say to you, I had to say to you, can you please describe what you look like? Tom had to come on and saying, I'm quite young. And
But even my dad did it, you know. I did a thing for E4 where I was trying to get young people to vote, but it was just voiceover. And in the original version, they took it from an old election, and the original version was June Whitfield. And I told my dad about it, who's normally pretty snobby about my work. Right. And he found a video and he sent it to our family WhatsApp group. And he said, oh, Tom's so funny in the last line. And it was June Whitfield. And I was like, you've mistaken your own son for a 91-year-old actor.
I like that. I know a secret about your voice.
Do you?
Tom's real voice is actually...
Yeah, no, you promised me that if I came on here, you wouldn't do that.
True, but you could go back now. You can go back.
I can go back.
Yeah, you can go back now. No, but, Tom, you have also been supporting your friends in the theatre industry as well.
Yes.
Something really important for you. What have you been doing to help?
Hugely important for me. Ah, there you are. The show must go on. Now, each of those letters is taken from a billboard of one of the musicals that was on the boards when the pandemic closed the theatres. And they're all coming together for a huge benefit concert from the 2nd of June to the 6th of June at the Palace Theatre to raise money for everybody in the theatre. I mean, I've long been an ambassador for Acting for Others, which is a wonderful charity, the sister of the Theatre Support Fund. And they're wonderful because the arts have always been threadbare, and they weren't braced for this awful thing that's happened.
It's exactly the same in rock and roll, you know, all of those people that supported that industry absolutely have just struggled so hard. So my heart goes out to all of those guys.
Yeah, 100%. And Tom, I need to mention it, Celebs Go Dating.
Yes.
We love you on there. Your character on that, I mean, yourself has just grown and grown and grown in that show. I mean, how do you top Wayne Lineker from the last series? When can we expect the new series?
Well, how I wish one of you was single. That would be fun. Then we could top it. But no, I've only heard spectral whispers about it, so I know absolutely nothing. They're probably getting their Wayne Lineker ducks in a row. Oh, Maggie Smith would be nice. I'm really keen on pairing up the octogenarians at the moment.
Okay, fine.
But I think it might be our whole series budget.
Yeah. Great. Hey, well, look, Tom, in honour of your wordsmith ways, we've actually devised a little game to play called...
Don't believe a word.
Okay. So, Sarah, Tom, listen carefully to this game, OK? So we're going to show you a word on the screen, and then my dad and I will both read out a meaning to that word. All you need to do is decide which one of us is telling the truth. OK? Which one of us has got the true meaning?
Are we playing against each other?
No, play together.
Team.
You ready for your first word?
Oh, yes.
OK, your first word is acnestis. First word is acnestis. Now, what I can tell you is acnestis does actually mean the ability to wiggle your ears.
No, it does not. That's absolute rubbish. What it means is it's a name for the little spot between your shoulder blades on your back that you can't reach to scratch. It's that.
Come on, you know who's telling the truth.
It's ear wiggle.
Do you think so?
It's not that patch on your back.
No, I think I'm going to go with you because it sounds like Greek roots to me. So, yeah.
OK.
Let's go for that.
Well, we can actually reveal that it is actually the little bit between your shoulder blades which you can't reach to scratch.
No!
So what you need is an acnestic scratcher.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Surely
OK,
that's a
second word. Let's do it
different
again.
place for different people.
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to get furious if I disagree with it. It shouldn't have a name.
Next word, erinaceous.
Now that I know.
You know this. It's
Be Sarah, you can
something
get it.
or someone who resembles a hedgehog.
Or is it the true meaning, which is always pretending to understand when in reality you don't?
OK, well, I got it wrong for you last time. You already know it this time. And last time I went with Roman and he was lying. So now I don't know who to believe.
All I'm going to say is...
Don't just say the answer. Then we'll get it right, Tom.
Well, it does mean prickly like a hedgehog.
Does it?
Yes, it does. It does.
And you can use it metaphorically, too. If someone's being a bit spiky, you can say they're erinaceous.
Erinaceous.
That's
Love
a
that one.
word, yeah.
OK, so our next word is this. Nudiasturgeon.
Nudiasturgeon.
That's not a naked politician. The meaning of that word is quite interesting, to be fair. The act of being persuasive by telling lies.
No, it is not that at all. It means, right, believe me, the day before yesterday.
Nudiasturgeon.
It's Latin.
I think I'm leaning towards Roro because I think that there is a word for the day before yesterday and it escapes me, but it's not that.
You're going to go with the act of being persuasive. I can actually tell you are wrong. It is actually the day before yesterday. Nudiasturgeon. Well, there you go. Well, do you know what? You guys are absolutely fantastic. So thank you so much for playing that game. We learnt some new words, didn't we? Well done.
Lovely.
Tom, so nice to have you here. So great to finally get you on the show.
Lovely.
And, you can listen to Tom Reed Wilson Has Words With wherever you get your podcasts. Time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere as it's Sarah's turn under the spotlight next.
Plus, we're going to be meeting UK's most creative cake maker, and you will not believe your eyes when you see what he's baked. All that and more after the break.
See you in a bit.
Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best. Sarah Pascoe, Tom Reed Wilson are here. And shortly our resident chef, Shivi, is going to be rustling up something that she says is a very versatile recipe until Roman tries to make it.
great. But first, it's time for a little thing we're calling Get It Off Your Chest. We enjoyed this last week.
Yeah.
I'm glad this is here. We like to think that our Weekend Best studio is a nice, safe space for everyone to share and give our guests a wonderful chance to kind of clear their conscience of something from their past that still makes them wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night.
And after they've got it off their chest, we can throw it into the Weekend Best chest, and you never have to mention it ever again.
Oh, wow, like therapy.
Sarah,
Yes.
tell us about this.
Oh, gosh. So that's not quite the right instrument, but obviously it's been COVID for a year and I've just been in my house and I've been thinking, how am I going to write a new stand-up show? Nothing funny ever happens. Right. And then I had a smear test. It's very important to have those kind of things checked periodically. And the doctor had an assistant, a trainee, and she said, is it OK that I've got a trainee? I said, absolutely. Obviously, it's a bit embarrassing, but it's so important that people learn. And the trainee was holding up a light in order to... you know why.
I'm now worried what instrument you were talking about.
Yeah, we couldn't get it.
But unfortunately, so the doctor was doing the test and the other woman's holding a lamp and she set fire to her doctor's hair extensions. Her hair extensions. And so they were, first of all, they were hissing and obviously she didn't know what was going on and then it was just absolutely brilliant. And I was like, did you know I was a comedian? Because I'm desperate for material.
No.
Yeah, she was fine. She was fine. It all got kind of like stamped down. They're very flammable.
Thank you so much for your confession. And this is firmly in the chest.
Yes. In there. Now, the brilliant Sara Pascoe is one of the most intelligent comedians on the circuit today. But when you have my dad as a contestant on one of your shows, is it quite easy to feel smart?
Oh, your dad was brilliant on our show.
Brilliant or comedy gold?
No, he was very, very funny, but on stage and backstage, and everyone meets Martin and goes, so charming, what a lovely man.
Oh,
everyone was thrilled to have him there, and he was brilliant, so I won't have that, actually.
Hey, look, you are back with a second series of your show, Guessable. How has it been back into the studio?
It's really lovely. It's a very uncynical show. I was saying to Tom before, it's fun, it's silly. Actually, no one can be very clever. People all get stuff wrong, and it's so lovely to fail in a safe environment. So I've really loved it, especially because this year's been so serious and so hard. It's a little bit of light relief just playing parlour games.
Is it hard to toss up between being frustrated with the guests at the game or finding the game just so funny?
Oh, I love it when they get it wrong, and the more they get it wrong, the better. I get frustrated when they're too good at it, and I'm like, this isn't television. Is it? Just doing things right.
Hey, well, let's take a look at something that we do think is good television.
Okay.
Mary.
Is that a wolf? Badger?
And what was famous about Mary?
She was, she got pregnant without having...
Yeah, what's the word for that?
Holy. Holy...
What's the word for that?
Wolf badger.
She's a virgin.
Wolf
virgin.
badger.
Virgin. Wolf.
Virgin wolf. Virgin wolf.
It's so good. Obviously, you know, my dad's been on Guessable, and you must have so many guests that are, I don't know, maybe better at some of the games than he is. But what I want to know, who's been worse?
Can I tell you who the worst person is in a really brilliant way? Is Claire Balding.
Claire
Balding, who, again, she's highly intelligent, she's obviously so able at her job, she's so talented, she's incredibly competitive, and that's what you want, is a guest who comes on and goes, I want to win this, and then they just don't. And it's so fun. And so she came on in the second series to kind of do over the first series, because my favourite clip was her just screaming and having a meltdown about drawing. And then we got her to do it again, and it was worse.
Oh, no!
Yeah, we were like, have you been practising in the 6 months? And she was like, yes, I can do this now. And then she couldn't.
Oh,
it was brilliant.
But it's been a difficult year all round for anything live, you know, any live shows that we were talking about earlier, especially for being stand-ups.
Yeah.
How do you find doing the virtual gigs that you were
I haven't really done any, actually, because I found it like having a breakdown. Because you're just talking to yourself, looking at a picture. Normally at a gig, you're not doing it right in front of a mirror of your own face. You're just thinking about the audience, and you're telling, especially because I do quite confessional stuff, it just feels like being in my spare room, telling all my secrets, and then like, okay.
Oh, no.
I couldn't.
So how many did you do?
3.
So you did 3?
Oh, yeah, I've had 3 gigs all year. Yeah. It's very busy.
So you did those 3 gigs. I mean, in terms of stand-up, obviously, my dad said there, it's been such a tough year. It will come back.
Yeah.
Obviously, it will come back and it'll be bigger and better than ever before. But we want to say this. Obviously, we had you on the first series that we did, so we had to get you on again, but we also owe you a congratulations because since that time you celebrated your 1-year wedding anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Clapping monogamy. It's good, isn't it?
I have to ask.
Yeah.
The first year of marriage, for a lot of people, obviously I'm not a married person, but they always say it's tough. Must be tough in lockdown. What's the secret?
Well, my husband's currently in Australia. He's been there for 2 months, so it's going really well. Yeah, obviously, I think all relationships, whether it's flatmates or long-term partnerships or new relationships, the fact that you don't have any gap to have lots of life to miss each other and talk to each other about is very hard. But I think we're lucky that we are literally honeymoon period at the moment. We've got a lovely little dog as well, so we're having a lovely time.
Sarah, it's lovely to have you back on the show, and you can catch the brand new series of Guessable on Comedy Central on Tuesday at 9 p.m. The wonderful Sara Pascoe, everyone!
Guys, thank you.
After the break, we're going to be heading into the Weekend Best Kitchen, where our resident chef, Shivi, is going to show us how to knock up today's Saturday supper. A delicious, cheeky chili beef.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait. See you in a bit.
See you then.
Welcome back to Martin and Roman's Weekend Best.
Yes, as you can see, we have relocated to our very fantastic new kitchen area to spend some quality time with our in-house chef, the fantastic Shivi Ramoutar, everyone! Yes, she is back to show us how to make a very simple Saturday supper. Now, last week, Dad, you attempted Shivi's katsu curry. How do you think you did?
Delicious. It was the best thing I've ever made.
And you did a fantastic job, I have to say.
It was pretty good. Well, look, Shivi, what have you got planned for me today?
We are making cheeky chili beef nachos.
Nachos! Yes! I mean, I've already got that sorted, I think. Crisps on a plate, bit of sprinkled cheese, microwave, ding, done, right?
Yeah, no.
No?
Look at your counter, Roman. What is on your counter?
If you're talking about that over there, I don't even want to look at it.
Why?
Because that is veg.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Shiv. Look, I've never seen a vegetable anywhere near nachos.
Well, you're going to see it today.
Round to my house, right? If everyone want to give him vegetables, his mum gives him vegetables. We have to sneak them in.
Well, do you know what? That's exactly what we're doing today, Martin. I'm showing you a perfect way to hide veg in. And actually, do you know these nachos? There's about 5 of your 5 a day in them. You will love this. I guarantee it. You will love it.
All right.
He's such a baby.
I am.
And last week, we asked you at home to send in ideas for aprons for Roman to wear, right? Now, Ro, you'll be glad to hear that the viewers have not let us down, right? Because Lucy from Oxford, there she is, wearing your apron. And I have it here, right, for you to wear today. Let's put it on.
What?
Oh, my
There's a
word.
few things here. What? Lucy's standing by the front door. I hope she's not going outside like that. And another thing, are we allowed to show this on TV?
Yeah. Push up closer to the camera.
I'll go like this. Maybe the one thing I'm happy about is that at least they've made the ball quite big.
I don't know where to look, actually. I'm just
Anyway, thank you very much for this, Lucy. It's
brilliant.
It's lovely. I don't know. Shivi, should we get started?
Yeah, we can. You have big footsteps to follow in because Martin did a cracking job. He managed to cook without heat last week.
Yes.
Let's get started.
Yep.
We've got an onion we're going to dice.
Yes, and you have a special way of doing this.
I have.
Yep.
So what we're going to do first is hold the onion like that.
Yep.
Yeah, and we're slicing down the middle to keep the root intact.
Yep.
Yep, and then you've got 2 halves. And we're going to hold it now like this at the very top, and we're going to slice horizontally towards the root. Don't go all the way through, just literally 3/4 of the way. Yeah?
Okay.
Wow, that looks a bit dangerous.
It is, so be very slow. Oh, not all the way through, Roman.
You've messed up already.
We just started. All right, don't worry.
You've put me off.
Now, we can't glue that back together.
Yeah, you can.
Now you know the pressure.
So just pop that one to the side.
Yeah, that's to the side. All
Yeah,
right, this
so
one.
don't go 3/4 of the way through.
Okay.
Watch your fingers.
Watch your fingers
I'm
on the
here,
top.
I'm here,
On the
I'm here,
top.
I'm
My heart is beating so fast.
You're okay.
There we go. Yeah, stop. Then just do another slice on top. Go on. And then you're going to take your knife, point towards the root.
Yep.
Hold the side of the onion and go down. Again, not to the very end, just 3/4 of the way. 3 slices down like that. There you go. And I guarantee once you get the gist of this technique, it is really quick to chop onions.
See, you had a blender. I have to cut it.
And then finally, So we're going to keep our roots to the left of us, left of our hands, and then we're going to take our knife, hold the claw position, and then we're just going to simply chop the rolling chop down like that. And when it starts getting a bit scary, just turn your onion so the cut side down and chop it like that. And you should end up with a decent slice of chopped onion.
Oops. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, turn it over, turn the cut side down, always.
It's a great way to chop onion, that, though, because you end up with much finer, don't you?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I really like that.
All right, in the meantime, we do have to get your heat on, Roman.
Yeah, all right.
So your big frying pan. So put your pan on to high heat. So you're going to bung in some oil, about 1 tablespoon, a really big glug of oil.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we want that to get really hot because we're not softening the onions today. We want them to char and sizzle and, you know, that lovely kind of thing. And you'll notice here, if we move our grater aside, you see grated carrot and diced pepper. Now, you should have this grater as your best friend. It's great for finely dicing vegetables. Grate it instead. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Avoid
You could have told me that before I spent 20 minutes doing this.
Yeah, but come on. We also need to have a bit of fun watching you try something, right?
Yes, very true.
So what we're going to do is pop in our onion, our carrot and our pepper into this pan. Lovely sizzle. That's sounding great.
Lizzie's got it on.
Yep. Smelling good. He's got the hob on exactly, Martin. So onion, carrots, pepper. Give it a nice big stir. Now what we need to do there, add a little pinch of salt. Now with this, it's going to take about 10 minutes to really get lovely and sizzling and beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah,
Pepper.
a little bit of pepper as well. Go on. And in that time, the 10 minutes of it getting golden, we want to keep stirring it regularly, otherwise it will stick to the pan.
Okay.
So it's not a leave jobby. It's just like get stirring with that. Next, going in, you'll see on your plate here, we've got some garlic in the corner.
Yeah.
And that's going to go in with the spices. But I'm going to talk very quickly about this beef mince we're taking here, all right? So look at this small portion of beef, Roman. This clever way of throwing in the veg and the mushroom and stocking it up means that you're making your meat go further.
Okay.
So actually, you're almost double or tripling the portion here, which is really clever cooking. You're hiding vegetables in, which is great for fussy kids.
That's what I like to hear. And me, yes.
But the beauty of this is if you leave the spices out, this base will work with bolognese, will work with cottage pie.
Fantastic.
You throw the mince into a passata with a bit of oregano, throw it into beef stock with Worcester sauce for a cottage pie.
Yep.
So make it in bulk, freeze it for midweek meals.
Great.
Very good.
So here we've got a heaped tablespoon of ground cumin, a tablespoon of paprika, half a tablespoon of oregano, and some chili powder, half a tablespoon.
Perfect.
So all of that's going to just pop in there.
That's everything we love.
Everything.
Everything. They're the best spices.
Whenever I used to cook at home, and my mum and dad would be in the house, all day used to say, "Oh, right, you put too much cumin in that.
Oh
Put
no.
too much cumin in that."
Never too much cumin. And let's get our garlic in as well, Roman.
Okay.
Now, that garlic has been grated. Again, our grater is our best friend.
The only thing you've got to be careful of when you grate garlic is your fingers.
Yeah.
Because it's all, I only ever get half a garlic done. And then look at the rest of it. I think, no, it's too dangerous. I'm going to throw that away.
I put it on my palm of my hand.
Ah.
And then I stop.
Like it.
So, tidying as we go along, Roman. So just pop that underneath.
Yeah.
Any veg left around, just give it a little wipe. So our mushroom and our beef is to go in next.
Okay.
You see here again, I just want to show you the grating trick.
Yep.
Mushroom. I mean, simple, right?
Yep.
And again, it's perfect because my kids don't like mushrooms, but hidden in this kind of dish, they can't taste it.
Chuck them in.
Chuck everything in now, your mince and your mushroom, and give that a lovely big stir. Now we're going to keep it on a high heat because we want it to all darken and become soft and yummy and gooey together and just become nice and dry. And I promise you, at the end of this 10 minutes of becoming golden and caramelized, you will not know the difference between a vegetable and some beef. And again, you need to stir this regularly. So in the meantime, let's just get rid of our bits and bobs. If you touched your hands with the beef, I did not. You need to wash your hands. Oh, you haven't put the beef in?
It's Mexican chili beef.
Like father, like son. That is all I can say.
It's been in there the whole time.
You didn't put the beef in.
Been in there the whole time.
You really love your veggies, Roman. You really love your veggies.
I was loving the vegetable element so much that I thought, does it need it?
Do you know what? You don't have to. Can I also say, if you're a vegetarian, use vegetarian version of mince, use lentils. It works just as beautifully. So we're going to leave that beef now for 10 minutes to become really caramelized and golden and delicious and wonderful, as I said.
Perfect.
Nacho cheese. Very simply, put your hob on a medium heat.
Yep.
And then we're going to make a basic roux. Sounds very fancy. but it simply is butter and flour, and it is a start of most sauces. It will help thicken your sauce. So get your butter in. We've got a tablespoon of butter going in there. Yep. We want the butter to melt, so get your whisk out. Very good. And get your flour in here. Now, I'll tell you, this, you know, in true style, I love giving one recipe that is really full of lots of different recipes. So this nacho cheese is going to be brilliant for mac and cheese. For cheesy pasta, throw in peas and ham. It is perfect. And this can go in the freezer as well. So how is that? Is that all nice and thickened and become like a little thick paste? Then you go in with your milk, 150 mils of milk, and 2 handfuls of red Leicester cheese.
See, this is it. I can't get enough cheese.
Well, these are 2 big handfuls of cheese going in there. And I'll tell you, you can use cheddar if you wish, but we love that lovely orange nacho colour. That's why we're using red Leicester. And now what we do now, simply to make this sauce, is bring that heat up to a nice boil. And when it starts boiling, reduce it to a simmer and leave it for about 10 minutes so it becomes thick and lovely and unctuous like nacho sauce is supposed to be.
Very good.
And that should hopefully coincide with our beef being browned, dry and Tex-Mex perfection. So, because nobody wants to watch us for 10 minutes stirring pots, we will just swap underneath. We've got a perfectly unctuous, oozy, look at that. I mean, look, you just want to wibble wobble it. Wobble, 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 wobble. Lovely wobble cheese.
Swim in that.
And also, ta-da, our lovely, look at that beef. Go and see how yours looks as well.
Very good, very good. Let's have a look.
Now, if you bring...
see, you laughed at me. I told you I did a good job.
That is amazing.
Now, Roman, I am going to show us the plating up, but before we do that, do you mind just tidying your counter, please? So, if you pull out your additional ingredients, I want to quickly talk about some of these elements. So we've got here guacamole, salsa, sour cream, jalapeno and coriander, and also nacho chips or tortilla chips. Very quick thing about store-bought ingredients, like ready-made ingredients. There is nothing wrong with having some store-bought ingredients during your cooking because it should be fun. If you have to slave away for every process, it stops being enjoyable, right? So do not feel bad about having some cheats. It's absolutely fine. But if you want to make your own, of course, go ahead. Go all out.
That's what I like to hear.
Nachos as well. I keep calling them nachos, but tortillas.
If I was going to buy nachos for this, I'd buy the unsalted ones.
And you wouldn't... You're right, because
That is such a lie!
It's not a lie.
It's not.
It's not a lie. Shut up.
You would not. You would buy them,
Taste
leave
the
them
beef.
in the cupboard, tell Mum you had those ones, and then have the normal ones.
You too.
To be honest, the truth of it is I'd have whatever is in the cupboard.
Yeah.
What I love, by the way, is whilst you two have been chatting, Roman has actually watched what I've been doing, and I'm very impressed. So you've done about half the beef, and then just give a good drizzle of the nacho sauce.
Okay.
Why we're doing half first is because nobody likes a dry, lonely nacho. You know, when you reach into the plate and you grab that one nacho that has nothing on it, it's the worst. So let's get that plated up.
I love it when you get 2 nachos stuck together by a big piece of cheese and you feel like you've won the lottery.
Like cheese.
But you have!
Yeah.
You've won the lottery. Let's get on with the rest of the nachos.
Oh, yeah, I like this. You're like making like a sandwich.
I'm making a mountain, a tower, a nacho chili beef tower. All right, so let's go on with all of this chili beef. Now, this is a portion for 4 people. As you can see, there is loads here. It's perfect for sharing.
Yep.
So with your family at home right now, just get involved.
Should I chuck on all of that?
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like...
Look, we're making a mountain. So let's finally go on with the toppings. Now, go mad with your toppings now, OK? Let's pop this here. We're going to dollop it around. We want to make it look colourful and bright because eating colour is just such a happy thing. So let's get going in there. Oh, it smells incredible. Can you even see any veg now? You can't, can you? Can you see any veg?
Why did you have to do that? Now you've reminded me that there's vegetables in it.
Because I want you to know, Roman.
Yeah, exactly.
And how much do you think this would cost to make at home?
So for this portion here, which is for 4, it's roughly going to be £13 in total.
Wow.
So let's do the math. About £3, just over £3 a person.
Perfect.
And then pile on the jalapenos.
Honestly, guacamole is like, again, another favourite.
I mean, I know I've hit the jackpot here with you, right? This is so your kind of food.
100%.
All right, and then we're going to tear over some coriander leaves. And there you go.
Very good.
That looks absolutely amazing.
I'm going to pop this here for you, Roman. I'm really upset that I'm having to give that to you because I
wow. Oh, dear.
Can we try it?
Yes, absolutely. I want Roman to try some of the beef alone.
That is so wonderful, honestly.
It's good, isn't it? It is good.
Let's try it. Let's try these veg. Oh, wow.
That is superb, isn't
Good,
it?
right?
Oh, my word.
Yeah.
Well done. Shivi, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you here next Saturday. See what you got rustling up for us then. That's good. Yeah.
And for all the details on how to make Shivi's cheeky Mexican chili beef, head over to itv.com/food.
Yes, and also, Dad and I do want to make sure that I can actually get some payback for this wonderful apron. So if you'd like to send us an apron for my dad to wear on the show, email us your ideas at weekendbest@cactustv.co.uk.
Yeah, but maybe it should be something that's a little bit more family friendly, right?
Yeah, lovely little ponies, unicorns for him. It look good.
Right, time for a break, but don't go anywhere, as we're going to be meeting another Weekend Best VIP. That's very interesting person.
Yes, indeed. Plus, we've got some top telly and film recommendations to send your way. We'll see you in a bit.
Welcome back. Sara, Pascoe, Tom Reed Wilson are here, helping us to ease gently into the weekend.
Now, if you're wondering what to watch this weekend, then wonder no more, as it is time for...
Our best picks.
Yep, our best picks of what to watch on the box. Right, first up, it's my pick of the week, which is Game of Talents, ITV tonight at 7:30. Now, if you're in the mood for some classic Saturday night fun, this should definitely be on your list tonight, because Stephen Mulhern and Emma Willis, right, join forces with Vernon Kay as they try and figure out what the hidden talents are of the performers. Now, I don't know if you've seen this show, right, but they've had some really funny ones on. They've had ventriloquists, they've had rock guitarists, and the funniest one I've ever seen on TV is the loudest burper in the world.
Then let Mum on the show.
I hope she's not watching this, I really do.
I was a nice guess. It was a nice guess. Take a look.
8 amazing performers will take to the stage as our players and celebrities try to guess their hidden talent to win huge cash prizes. Show us your talent!
Well done. And Vernon Kay is actually going to be joining us on this show in a couple of weeks.
Great.
Yeah, nice to have him here. Right, my pick of the week, Secrets of the Whales. This is a proper weekend watch, okay? It's pretty epic, Disney Plus. It's a documentary executive produced by James Cameron, director of Avatar, Titanic, and narrated by Sigourney Weaver from Alien. So obviously they want to talk about whales. The amazing sea creatures, of course, not the country. Sorry to our Welsh viewers to disappoint you. I'm sure Sigourney Weaver is available. Anyway, it was filmed over 3 years in 24 locations around the world. It looks beautiful. Take a look.
Beluga whales smile. Show emotion with facial expressions. They have one of the largest vocabularies in the ocean, and may even give themselves names.
Oh, that was very good. Sarah, you said there, Tom should get a beluga whale.
Yeah, that'd be great on the podcast, wouldn't they, with their vocabularies?
Beluga.
Yeah, we all.
You know what I'm learning to speak? Hieroglyphs.
Are you? I think you have some lonely conversations. It's not a very popular language anymore. It's for you going around the British Museum.
Sarah, what's your pick for this week?
Oh, I picked a show that my friend is hosting. Catherine Ryan's got a new show. It's called All That Glitters. And it's not just, you know, like a competition show, but where it's really about people who are very, very good at something, like Bake Off, or there's a pottery one, and this one's jewellery makers. And it also teaches you a lot about the history of jewellery making and what it means and all those kind of things. It's really interesting.
Oh, that's fascinating. I adore her too.
Yeah.
We've got a little clip of Catherine in action.
3 minutes, jewelers. Rings on the plinth. Lee, even if it isn't fully hard, Tamara, you're not NC'd. On the plinth, please. Thank you.
It'll be on there, it'll be on there. Pretty close to the initial vision I had for a first attempt. Pretty pleased.
Yes, that'll do. It's certainly very bold.
It's amazing.
So I have to say, the referred nerves from that, because fine motor skills with the retina of a camera here is gosh.
Yeah, some of them are really shaking. as
Yes.
they do it.
Right, look, thank you so much for your recommendations. They were pretty good, though.
Yeah, really
Liked
good.
it.
Really good.
Right, OK, we've actually saved the best till last. No offence, Tom and Sarah. Just because it is time to meet our weekend best VIP, and that is a very interesting person to you and I. And today's VIP has some extraordinary cake-based skills that are going to blow your minds. Introducing the Bake King, Ben Cullen, everyone!
Hello, Ben.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Very well,
good.
thank you.
Very good.
Ben, you call yourself the Bake King. Why is that?
Oh, well, basically I try and make the most weird and wonderful things out of cake. I don't know if you put me on the spot saying that I wouldn't say I'm the king like arrogantly, you know, but that's what I aim to be the best at what I do, like, and it's all, you know, a new style of caking.
I love that.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd call you the king because I've seen some of your work and it's absolutely superb.
Yeah.
Really.
Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate that.
Should we take a look at some now? I mean, take a look at this.
Oh. That's a cake.
Do you think that's a cereal bowl or a cake?
Yeah, it's a cereal bowl.
That.
I was waiting for the
cake.
mic,
How amazing.
That is a cake. Let's have a look at one more. Look at that. Look at those trainers.
Wow.
Oh,
It
my
is
goodness.
Unbelievable.
And Ben, that looks like a very light sponge too.
Oh, look at that, the roast dinner.
That's it, Tom. It's
I really
important.
love this because I really think you could ruin a kid's birthday.
Yeah.
Like, no cake this year, just a bowl of cereal, Harry.
Which cakes get the best reaction out of all of them?
Yeah, it's all, to be honest, it's always the food ones or the illusion cakes. And like Sarah just said, sometimes it's not for the best reasons. You know, sometimes people are gutted. You know, if you make their favourite meal, they don't want cake. You know what I mean? So it's playing with the emotions of what people's brains think they're looking at. You know.
So you sent us some of your illusions, and we are going to guess which
Yeah.
Oh
My God.
are the real ones.
Okay, so what
They
I can
all look
tell...
really real.
What I can tell you guys, okay, is that two of the things on that board are cake.
Come on, guys, don't get it.
Two are.
I think this is a trick because they all look... The consistency, the shine on things, you can't fake that.
It's amazing.
No.
Which is the cake? There's two cakes on there.
It's definitely not either of the apples.
Why?
Well,
Why?
Because I don't... Oh, God, I don't know. What's real?
well,
Tom?
I am a little bit myopic, which doesn't
Yes.
help. But I'm really drawn to the courgette.
You think the courgette's a cake?
Okay.
I think the courgette is a cake.
Okay, you think...
Okay, if it's a cake,
courgette...
if it's a cake, you keep it. If
You
it's
think
not,
the
I'll
courgette
keep
is a
it.
cake? You
And then-
ready?
And then the vegan gets it if it's not.
Here we go. Here we go.
Come on, Sponge.
No, that's a courgette.
Courgette
there's a
is
courgette.
real.
And let's you've done the inside
That's a
too.
courgette. There you go. Okay, so
Sarah,
what's next?
Okay, I think the banana's cake.
you think the banana's cake?
The
Yeah.
banana's cake.
It's not...
Let's have a look at that.
It has to be. It has to be.
Let's take a look. Is the banana cake?
Or is it rock? Is it...
That looks like peel as it's cutting. Oh, crumbs.
That's sort of like... I mean, yeah.
It is cake!
But it looks like a banana.
Yeah.
It is cake.
Ben, that
my
is
gosh.
staggering.
Ben,
That
it's
is
just
staggering.
Thank you.
beautiful. Really, so well done.
Oh,
Is that
thank you, man.
marzipan?
And I'm gonna, Tom, I'm gonna give you one more guess, just quickly.
Oh, gosh. I think I'm going to go, because he's so good at fruit,
Yeah.
the orange.
Yeah.
Going
I
for
think
the
it's
orange.
as well.
I'm going for the orange.
Let's try it.
But it's so
try it.
shiny. But it
Oh, that's
sounds
an
like
orange.
That's an
that's an
actual orange. because I can prove that the actual one is this lovely potato.
Oh, you're joking. That was the lowest on my
Yeah.
list.
Look at that. How amazing.
Well done.
But Tom, do you know the
thank
best
you.
thing?
Yeah,
Do you love a bit of cake?
I love a bit of cake.
Well, you've actually had cake next to you this whole show.
That's a cake. The croissant's a cake.
Break that in half for me, please.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I feel like I'm tearing the Mona Lisa.
It's Kemp!
They're amazing.
Ben, congratulations, man. What you do is absolutely superb, really.
Oh, thank you so much. And do you know what? I love making that croissant. I don't know why. That's been on my hit list for a while, a croissant. So
It even
I really enjoy
feels
making
like
that one.
croissant. It's extraordinary.
Let's have a little taste. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
Have you got one, Sarah?
I'm a vegan, so I'm getting the courgette and the carrot.
Oh, okay.
Home.
Oh, my God.
Sensational.
Oh, man, it's got chocolate in the middle as well.
That is unbelievable.
Oh, glad you
Let's
like
hear
it.
it for Ben, everyone. Ben Collins. Bravo, Ben.
Absolutely great stuff. That's your lot for today, but if you fancy watching us all over again or you missed any of the show, you can catch up now on the ITV Hub.
Yeah, thank you so much to our guest, Sara Pascoe.
Tom Reed-Wilson.
Yes. And, of course, Shivi. Yes.
We're back tomorrow with Gabrielle, Big Nasty, and an even bigger nasty, my brother, Gary Kemp.
See you tomorrow.